What's up, people? All right, I know I'm a little late to the party, but Aurelion Soul, right, has just been the champion. Spotlight's out. People are playing him on the PvE, and I'm just here to discuss his kit a little bit and tactics and stuff. There's not really any builds out there yet. I've watched a few videos on people playing him, and he seems like a very already broken champ. I think he's going to have a nerf before he comes live, and maybe another nerf after that. That passive is insane. All right, so let's sit there and get on to it. Let me pull up that page. All right, so yeah, right here you have his abilities and stuff. You have his passive, which is 3 stars, can constantly orbit Aurelion Soul, dealing magic damage and applying spell effects to enemies they strike. Even like right here in the little video that they have up, like you can tell that it's OP. Uh, yeah, you see this right here. This is just a little thing, and it has to hit. So I mean, it's a constant AOE damage, but these little dots have to hit. So it's say not something like Sunfire Cape stuff. It's kind of dodgeable. So yeah, there is a little to do against it. So let's watch it. Yeah, it's insane. Sorry about my internet is being really slow right now. Anyways, so, uh, yeah, you see the dots. They just sit there and poke and poke and poke, and it's insane. Really great for wave clear. Like in the videos I've watched, that's something like you can either time your basic attack or knock them with that passive. So you can kind of just stay away from the minions and not waste a basic attack. You can just sit there and poke them down and take them out with that. And the CS is very easy to get using that ability. And I've watched it in the videos, people just farming with that alone. All right, then you have the Q. I'll try to play the video. It's like Aneva, but that thing can go so far. Like, okay, Aurelion Soul fires the core of a newborn star in a target direction that explodes, dealing damage and stunning all nearby enemies. Upon reactivation, or once it travels beyond the star's maximum orbital range, Aurelion Soul can travel alongside Star Surge, and by keeping it close, he'll nurture it, growing it in the size so that it damages and stuns a wider area when it explodes. Now that right there, that and his E, which we'll get to in a second, makes me think he's probably going to be an amazing jungler, right? Or an amazing support. He can sit there and follow that ability for as long as he wants, as long as it does not go out of that circle. So let's see if this video will play. Well, I should have started the buffer before, I guess. Boom. But yeah, this right here is the circle I was talking about, right? And it'll get almost that entire size. When I was watching the videos earlier, it'll grow like really big. And it's like a Nita, so like once it activates, it stuns everybody in it. I don't know why my internet's been so slow, guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, you get the point. As long as you move and that circle moves and this stays within that circle, it will not activate. It will still damage, but it won't blow up, which does the stun. So you go in with that and you'll mess them up. And like I said, with this E, which we're going to get to in a second, it's like one of the best assassin things out there. The W is think of somebody like Dr. Mundo with his little flames and stuff. It pretty much takes his passive, does way more damage, and it's in a wide range. So I mean that's good for say an engage, or like if you build straight ability power instead of going tanky with them, which me, I kind of like the tanky AP builds more. But if you just sit there and build straight damage, you can in a team fight just stand in the back, have your W go and take chunks out of them. Just it. I think one of the videos I watched was just Riley's Crystal Scepter and the Rod of Ages. It was doing straight 300. No, it was like 450 damage each hit, and it moves pretty fast. Like as easy as I think it would be to sit there and kind of like go in and out of those and dodge it a little bit. It moves pretty quickly, so it is one of those things that's hard to get. out of, you know. So like really, you have to be watching for him, but at the same time, if he's doing good, he'll just sit there and kite you with his W, which is really good move, and that's one of the things that I think is going to get nerfed because it is way too strong. All right, his E. Let me start this buffer. Okay, his E. Aurelion Soul builds up increasing movement speed as he travels continuously in the same direction and loses speed on sharp turns. Some of this speed is stored away as escape velocity stacks, which are lost entirely whenever he takes damage from an enemy. Once Aurelion Soul maxes his escape velocity stacks, he can activate Common of the Legend to pull in his orbiting stars and take flight. Traversing over terrain for a long distance, he cannot turn once his course is set, and enemy's damage will bring Aurelion Soul back to Earth, restoring his orbiting stars. Okay, yeah. So this right here is actually a really cool thing. He, you know, almost like a misfortune. We know when she's moving for a certain amount of time without taking damage, she has increased movement speed, except he has to be going in a straight line. And once you take a turn, it is a significant drop. Like it says, loses speed. And when I first seen this and first thought of it, I thought it'd just be like a little bit of a reduced, but no, you lose all that momentum that you had. But to activate this and your Q, you can follow Q the entire flight. It like watching those videos, I seen everybody doing it, just a little EQ, and it it would get so big that star, and it would do so much damage and great stuns, great wave clear. So like, say you're top laning with them, and top lane's about to go. There's a horde of minions. You just go in with that EQ, and you just farmed the entire wave with just boom, just like that. It's crazy. Like you don't even need teleport on them, really. Look at that. Yep. Flies over everything. Flies over the walls. It's a great, great ability. It's an amazing ability. I don't think they're going to change that though. Like I said, the only thing I think that they will really nerf on him is his W. His Q does a lot of damage, but I don't believe it's overpowered damage. That W though, when oof, it hurts. When I was watching those videos, it hurts. Okay. His ultimate, Aurelion Soul shoots out a long wave of starfire in a target direction. It damages and slows all stuck enemies. Nearby enemies caught in the blast are also knocked back in Aurelion Soul outer ring. So pretty much it gets people off of you, but there's a huge range on it and a huge like hitbox, and it hurts a lot of people. I mean that's really good for if you do have that tanky AP build and stuff, and they try to dive on you. You pop that ult and you just knock them away from you. You pop that W, and the range that it knocks them back, like I'll show you in a second, the range that it knocks them back, you pop the W, you start to hit them with that. Like it's a perfect ability to have on him with his W. Boom. And like, yeah, right there is where your W would be. Let me see if I can, yeah. So, yeah, it's a perfect move. And like I said, it does do a good bit of damage, like as you've seen. All right. Now I want to discuss a little bit what they discuss here. Like they have a lot. I'm not going to read this all to you, but the videos that I've watched. All right, he's a really good AP tank. He's a really good support character in the sense of poking. You'd have to be careful as a support not stealing too much CS because of his passive. It'd be too easy to sit there and knock out minions on accident. AP tank, and I haven't seen a jungler game with him yet, but I know he'd be good as a jungler. All right, they're saying he works well with Braum, Sivir, and Tom Kench. Not too sure. Like, let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna read this. Why they think this? I read the struggles against, and I understand every bit of it. They said Braum provides Aurelion Soul with plenty of beefy frontliner bulk for the enemy team to contend with. He'll happily slow enemy divers with Winner's Bite and block their onslaught with the standard stand behind me into an unbreakable combo, all while Aurelion Soul chips away at his enemies' health bars with, yeah, using his W. Also, the Heart of the Freylord and the Stark Forger both have super strong healing ults, if any. Patty still managed to break through. Yeah, okay, I can see that. And she's all about speed, so I guess yeah, they'll get. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, yeah. That's just talking about how you well, yeah, with her what's that called, ricochet, how it bounces around. Yeah. So if they stay grouped up, but I mean that's anybody. They could. I don't know why they chose really severe for that. I think any other AOE, like strong AP AOE or strong AP AOE, like a Ziggs. I think a Ziggs and Aurelion Soul could tear some people up just with that poke, you know. And then yeah, they got Tom Kench. All right, now on to the struggles against. Now here's the thing: they say Akali is one to struggle against because she can come inside of his little passive, but Sunfire Cape, and you just yeah. And I haven't seen somebody do that yet. The videos that I have watched, I've not seen somebody go Sunfire Cape. But that right there, a Zed, of Kha'Zix, Rengar, Akali, Katarina, all those people that have to jump on top of you to do their abilities, right? Because anybody that can jump on you, if you don't have a Sunfire Cape, your stars aren't hurting, so you're gonna have to kind of kite them away. Which you build a Riley's Crystal Scepter, you got it. Every time that passive hits them, they're gonna slow, and it's pretty good to get escape from. But if you build that Sunfire Cape and they jump on top of you, you have that damage, so they're not going to be able to sit there for too long. So with an AP tank build, you're going to be able to get them off because they're not going to be able to burst you down like her. Q, R, E, and she's going to have to get out because that Sunfire Cape does hurt. It does hurt. And then if you sit there while she dives and you either hit her with a Q, hit her with the ult, she's fucked, right? So Sunfire Cape, you're good. I don't think that's anything to worry about. Same thing with Nidalee. The spears, they're gonna hurt, but I mean anybody. It by their description saying the spears, and then if she turns into the cat, and jumps on top of you, same thing, Sunfire Cape. But the spears is everybody. You got to dodge the fucking spears. They're I cannot believe they haven't been nerfed. And then you got Graves. He can go in, he can go out. And uses little moves. Got a lot of collateral damage, stuff like that. But I think they just threw this together. I don't believe this right here is the best people to go with him, and this is the best people to go against him with. I don't believe that at all. Uh, to me, the biggest people I think that are going to be able to take him out is somebody like earlier I said Rengar with the Sunfire Cape. You go, but a Rengar is going to be tough because hop in, hop out. Uh, Elysian could probably beat him. Aurelia, especially if you build an AP tank build, then Aurelia will take you out because of her was that her equilibrium. Like I believe a few of those kind of characters that can just go in and out, which even a cat can. But it's gonna be a poke battle. That's what it's gonna be. I don't believe anybody with an AP tank build on Aurelion Sol. I don't think anybody really out there is gonna be able to just come in and sit there long enough to take you down all the way. It's gonna have to be a poke game and then finish it off. But the thing is with the Aurelion Sol, you're playing that same game. You're poking them with your W, you're stunning them with that Q. If you get the Q stun and you pop that W and get a few hits off of that, it's pretty much over. You don't dive in on an Aurelion Sol after that because of his passive, because of his ult. Like he's either gonna get a big nerf or he's gonna be pretty broken, and it's a 1v1 is gonna be really hard against him, especially if he builds AP tank, which right now I'm thinking is the best thing. Go jungle, build your fucking Cinder Hulk or one of the tankier jungle items, and then build your Rod of Ages, get your Riley's Crystal Scepter, Sunfire Cape, and if they have the assassins that are going to jump on top of you throughout the game, which every game has one. There's there's a lot of things out there that I think are gonna have to change. And like he still is a new character, so there are the learning and the nerfs. And over the next few weeks, there after he comes out, there will be patches that are changing little bits and stuff. You know, I don't know. I'm really curious the route that they're gonna take. If they're gonna stick with a trying to make him more tanky, or if they're gonna leave that damage on him. If they leave that damage on him, he passively needs to be less tanky. Like he only starts out, I think, with 700 health, which isn't much at all. It was, I think, 781. But man, that early game damage, and then it just goes. The mid game is where I've seen almost always where he hit kind of a flat. Like he wasn't as strong, but then you get that next item, which like Lee Andrews Torment or something, and boom, you're back on top. You know, you're going in, you're getting them. And most of the people I've seen, they died with him. You know, like they would go in with that Q, be right on top of him, which is a great way. I mean, if you're going to build ability power tank, that's what you need to do. You need to get on top of him. You need to lay that damage. But he can play so many roles that like he can do a good mid, he can do a top, which top on with characters like that is troll. Like that's like taking an Aneva top or a LeBlanc top. You know, like you can, you know, but it's troll in any person like that. But he'd be a great support. I know he would. He'd be a great mid laner, and I really want to see a jungle. And like me, I don't have PBE, but as soon as I get that character, when he hits live servers, I'm gonna do a jungle game, and I'll probably do a few of them, trying different routes and stuff. I'll probably start out with the Gromp to the blue, obviously for that mana, but yeah, I'm excited for this character. Like I was this character super stoked about. Jin, a lot of people don't really like him that much now, but I still love Jin. I believe he is so unique, and that's what I like about these characters is how unique they are in comparison to like what we've gotten, in the past as far as what Riot's been putting out. So yeah, we'll see. If you like this video, like, share. My videos will get better with time. I'm still new to the whole YouTube thing, but yeah. And watch my other videos, share, do stuff. All right, guys, thanks for watching.